You have a resume there. I'm not interested. But I wouldn't mind hearing how you got my pager number.
It's not a resume. $50,000.
Does One-Eyed Nicky want me to run that to Jimmy the Nose?
It's for my medical bills. I need you to find out what's wrong with me.
Insurance is usually cheaper than that. Cash means there's something to hide.
I'm a captain in the Air Force about to start a new assignment. NASA's astronaut training program.
I discovered salt and created FM radio.
Something is wrong with my eyes, my ears.
Well, if it's fixable, the Air Force will do it for free. If not, it doesn't matter.
There are 100 applicants ready to take my place who don't need to be fixed. I need to do this off the books. I did the research. You're the best, you break rules, and you don't care about anyone except yourself.
Let's say that's true. You get a new job. Hospital gets a nice wad of cash. What do I get?
I crashed a flight simulator because I started to hear with my eyes.
The aluminum could have been tainted.
Don't care. New patient. 30-year-old female with synaesthesia. New rules. You generate a lab report, you shred it. X-ray, you melt it. No notes, no records, nothing. As far as you're concerned, the patient is Osama bin Laden, and everyone not in this room is Delta Force. Any questions?
We're protecting Osama bin Laden?
It's a metaphor. Get used to it. Any more questions?
And you're not even gonna tell us her name?
You think her name might be connected to what's wrong with her? Here's Osama! Now, you all have numbers, so we're gonna do this alphabetically. 8, 15, and 5.
Is the synesthesia new?
Yes.
Any history of similar symptoms or psychiatric?
No, nothing.
Are you on any prescription meds or use any other drugs?
No.
Should we trust her answers?
Do you think I'd pull you off Buddy Ebsen just for a junkie?
Can we trust your answers?
You gotta trust someone, right?
No. Has anyone close to you been sick lately? A family member, a coworker?
No, not that I'm aware of.
2 down, Kitty Carlisle.
You spend much time above 20,000 feet?
Why would you ask that?
People who fly are immobile for long periods. Could be a leg clot that embolized to the brain through a PFO.
It's an unusual choice.
Well, like you said, you wouldn't interrupt Buddy with anything that wasn't.
The patient is a frequent flyer. 13, 32, 39. Get Osama an EEG, MRI, and angiogram.
Yeah, I think she's having a heart attack.
No, I just feel a little funny.
Tachyarrhythmia.
Call the code!
Nothing.
Fib. Hey, where the hell's clear?
You crazy? You can't use those.
We're in a hyperbaric.
She's on fire!
Her heart's beating. And we are so fired.
The hormones stimulate your thyroid. Don't worry if you get flushed or you start to sweat. It means the thyroid's working. And if you want, I can remove that mole. I'm a plastic surgeon. You're allowed a little vanity.
I'm fine with the way I look.
Good for you. Although I do find it a bit odd that someone so self-assured doesn't want her doctors to find out what's wrong with her.
What are you talking about? Why else am I here?
You're jerking us around. You're handcuffing us with all these restrictions.
Feeling warm.
Her pulse is 120. Stop pushing. If House thought this would handicap us, he wouldn't have taken the case.
Or maybe that's why he took the case. He wants to see if we can get it out of her on our own.
What did you find at her home?
You were in my home?
Nothing.
Travel pictures, yearbook, her name on an employment slip?
We weren't checking for that stuff, okay? Obviously, House didn't want us to.
You're gonna out me, aren't you? You're gonna ruin everything.
Nobody's trying to do anything. Just relax.
This is not a normal response. The test pulse and BP are too high.
Get away from me. me! Don't touch me!
We need to stress the patient's liver.
You mean make her sick?
I mean, make her sick in a specific way. If her liver is given to malfunctioning, we make it malfunction.
Are we on the other side of wrong here? Don't we have an ethics board that we should consult?
I fired you.
No, you didn't.
He fired you. You're number 6.
No, I'm not. I'm number 9.
I approve of your shamelessness. You're still fired. So how do we stress her liver?
Lying in paperwork I get. Shutting down organs.
We could give her intravenous vitamin D and stick her in a tanning booth. If she goes into a coma, we know it's a metabolic problem.
Nice. Vitamin D is metabolized by the liver and kidneys. It wouldn't tell us which one's screwed up.
We could get her wasted. Give her shots of tequila, measure how long it takes for her to pass out. If it's too fast, then we know her liver's not processing alcohol. It means it's shot.
I like you, number 9.
She was having trouble breathing, refused oxygen and intubation.
So you put her on a treadmill.
Records will show that we gave her oxygen as a part of a routine cardio stress test. If she gets to breathe, your boss gets her paperwork.
Whose idea was that?
It's a joint decision.
It never is. So how old were you when your brother left home?
Why do you think that
Why aren't you answering? Did your mother initiate the divorce?
We should probably focus on what's wrong with her lungs.
Are you a Wiccan?
She really can't breathe.
Okay, hold still.
What are you doing?
Auscultatory percussion. If you have a good ear, you can... You didn't have a lot of friends because you chose them.
Hear while you're talking?
You can detect not only structural details, but small, deep masses. Game's over. You either have lung cancer or tuberous sclerosis. We need to cut you open and biopsy.
That'll leave a scar. As the doctors will see, they'll know.
I never opened for Springsteen or slept with Barbara Feldon. You can live for years without dreams, without lungs.
I'll find a way.
Okay? As long as you keep saying it strongly, you won't die.
Fine. Away.
How do we force a patient into surgery? Texas bag scam? Saratoga wire? Paris exposition trick?
The problem's not the surgery, it's the scars. And we have a plastic surgeon here who can hide them.
Not that well. NASA's gonna check every cranny.
I say we just put ether in her oxygen and do what we have to do.
She'll sue. Oh, for what? Making it harder for her to lie to the government?
We don't need to hide them. We give her elective cosmetic surgery. The incisions will give us access to her lungs, and she's got an innocent explanation for the scars.
You mean like liposuction?
No. Those incisions are too far from the lungs. We don't subtract. We add. Turn her B's into C's.
It's a myth that fake hooters blow up at high altitude. She'll be fine. Just think of it as one giant rack for mankind.
I fought for years to be taken seriously.
Trust me, you'll be taken more seriously. Just sign the form.
This'll make me a joke. There's gotta be another way.
I've known a few people who had dreams. One thing they all had in common was they got laughed at, and they didn't care.
So, I'm cured.
You're fine for now, but von Hippel-Lindau's a genetic disease. There's no cure.
Greta, you need to come clean to NASA.
You said you got all the cysts.
They could reemerge.
I'll go to radiology clinics. I'll get regular screenings.
If something happened while you're up there, you'd be playing Russian roulette with other people.
Relax. She doesn't have to tell, neither do you. Turns out the NASA doctors even know where the hyphen in von Hippel-Lindau goes.
You called them?
I'm not an idiot. Those shuttles fly over New Jersey.